Here it is, man. I've been waiting for this for a while. This is exciting stuff right here. Oop, probably should not leave these in the driveway to run over. That would definitely go through my tire. These little copper like staples right here, I guess is what they are. Bunch of extra pieces of cardboard in there. So, I told you guys I was getting some real carbon fiber here soon, and here it is. We almost got it unwrapped. Thankfully, it's actually packaged very well. Oh man, there it is. Should be the last time we need the scissors. All right. Wow, that's awesome. Here it is, everybody. The Carbon Creations carbon fiber rear track style spoiler. Now it's basically the same exact thing I have on the car right now, except it's in carbon fiber. Here's a better look at it. It honestly looks really, really good. Like the weave, everything just looks perfect on this thing, man. It is so clean looking. I cannot wait to get this put on the car. Like I said, this is the Carbon Creations track style spoiler. It's basically the same exact thing I have on the car right now, minus the third brake light, and it's just a carbon fiber version. And I think this is gonna make the car look so good. I'm so excited to get this thing on here. Now that we got this thing unboxed and you guys got a good look at it, let's go ahead and get this thing installed. All right, so we're not exactly sure what we have to do to get this thing installed, but I know we gotta get the trunk liner off. I think you guys can see it right here, but like there's these little, just like pop-in screws, I guess. They have a tool made for getting these things out. We don't have one. We're just using a flathead. We're gonna go ahead and get all these plugs out, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like underneath. Pretty much just pries right out. It's kind of a pain. If you have one of those tools, it makes it 10 times easier. There we go. All right, we just got all these pins popped out. It's not too hard. It just takes some force. But after that, to get the trunk liner fully released, you got to pop back this thing right here that says pull. You just pretty much pry on it. Like there's a little tiny gap in between. And you just go right in here and just pry it open. Then you got two screws up in here. You take those out, this little latch comes off, and then the trunk liner comes out. I forgot to mention, it's just a Phillips head screwdriver. All right, and after you get those two Phillips head screws unscrewed, this whole thing should just pop right off like so. So now comes the tricky part, I guess. We just got to figure out how exactly this wing is mounted and then remount the new one. So we're going to do a little bit of digging around and I'll let you guys know what we figure out. All right, so since I have the 3.8 track, it comes with the wing on it and it comes with a third brake light. So if you guys have a wing on here with a third brake light, make sure you go ahead and disconnect that light before you start taking this wing off. You really just got to push on this clip on the back here. It's kind of a pain to get to, but then it just slides on out. All right, so the next thing you're going to want to do is there's two bolts on each side, one right here, one right here. They are 10 mil. Yeah, 10 mil. And then there's two on this side as well. You just want to take these bolts out, 4 in total, and then the wing should come off. So we're gonna go ahead and get these bolts out, and then I'll let you guys know what happens next. All right, so we just got all 4 nuts off, and now the wing should just lift right up, just like that.
Except for we didn't disconnect.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to disconnect that. All right, then this just pulls out of here. Actually, you don't have to unscrew anything, and it just comes off like so. The wing, the wire for the third brake light, and all. So now I'm assuming we're gonna have to take these out somehow and just get that mounted on the carbon fiber one, I guess. Maybe these whole black bottom pieces right here, I think it comes off, I would assume, and just sticks right into the new one. We'd have to drill it in, and yeah. So I guess we're gonna figure this out and then we'll get back to you guys. So getting this on is actually going to be quite a bit harder than we thought it was originally. The bottom of the carbon fiber wing is just completely flat. There's nowhere to mount anything to, so we're gonna have to drill our own holes and everything, but we are gonna get it figured out. All right, everybody, it is the next day now. I spent the whole entire rest of yesterday trying to figure out how to get this Carbon Creations wing on. I contacted Carbon Creations. I've still yet to hear anything back. I don't want to start drilling into stuff without them saying that you can for sure drill into this, because you can't really drill into carbon fiber. It would probably just crack and destroy. So yeah, I'm waiting to hear back from Carbon Creations how I'm supposed to properly install this, but until then I have two solutions. So the first one is, here's what the bottom of the stock wing looks like. It's all drilled out right here. There's this post with the nut the screw coming out of it where you screw the nut into, and that's how it holds it into place. Well, on here, as you can see, it's just a flat surface. There's nothing here, no indentations, no bolts coming out, no nothing. So the first thing we can do is we can drill 2 big holes here, drill them out so they're way bigger, stick a bolt down in there, and then fill it up with epoxy around it. And that is the first option, which would be the best because it would be the most secure. Now, that is the option that I would like to choose right now, but unfortunately, I don't have anybody who has the expertise to basically get this drilled out. But the second solution, and what I'm going to use to get this thing secured, is, as you can see, there's a whole lot of surface area here. Like, it's literally almost as big as my hand. So if we get some super strong 3M tape, the same thing that's used to hold this down, I personally think that it will hold well enough to not fly off, basically, hopefully anyway. Because I mean, after all, if you try to pull this thing off right here, you can literally shake the car by this thing. Like, this thing is not going anywhere. So I think for the time being, we're gonna go pick up some industrial grade 3M double-sided sticky tape and get this thing mounted. So after we get the 3M, I'll get back to you guys and show you guys how we're gonna get this thing on here exactly. All right, so we just got back from AutoZone. We got some 3M Auto super strength molding tape. It's double-sided. Before we start applying anything, we're gonna go ahead and clean off the area where we took off the old wing. It's super dirty here. So yeah, we're just gonna use some Simple Green for this, get this cleaned up. So we just got done cleaning all the gunk off with the Simple Green is what it is, not Goo Gone. That would probably work better. But there is still like grooves in the actual paint from where the other wing was on there so long. It should be pretty simple to line up. Now, before we go ahead and start sticking the adhesive on the wing and stick it onto the back of the car, we're gonna use just regular car soap and water, hot water, with some microfiber rags, and then clean it off with some paper towels, because unfortunately alcohol is in short supply right now due to everything going on in the world. But we're gonna go ahead and get this surface cleaned off, and then we'll get to sticking the wing on. All right, we just got done cleaning the back of the car up and the bottom pegs on the wing up with soap and water. So now we're gonna go ahead and start sticking the 3M double-sided tape on there. Now, I'm thinking the best way to do this is just gonna be cover this thing completely, and then we'll just trim around the edges basically, just so we can get every area. So we pretty much finished covering one of the pegs with 3M. Now we're just gonna chop around the wing, make it perfectly formed to it. We just finished getting this side trimmed up. It's actually pretty, it's a pretty tedious process, but it looks fairly good if you want to be honest with you. So now we're gonna go ahead and get this side done, and then it's gonna get mounted. We just got this side finished up. Now it's just time to peel off the back of the adhesive and stick it onto the trunk. Now for the moment of truth. All right, so we got everything peeled off. Now it's just time to get it lined up perfectly and stick it down. I'm going down, brother. I'm down in the back. I'm shoving in the front. Set it on down nice and tight. Now I'd say we just need to keep some pressure on it for a good few minutes, honestly.
Looks pretty solid.
It does. So it's on here. We're just gonna get it a little bit cleaned up. There's fingerprints and still a little bit of baby powder all over it. All right, we're gonna go ahead and stick this trunk liner back on here real quick. It should be pretty easy. Just gotta pop the pins back in pretty much. Just getting these 2 little screws screwed back in here. All right, so upon further inspection, if you lift up the trunk or if you just look down here barely, there's a slight gap in the middle on both of the feet. So we've got it loaded down with a bunch of wood. We're just gonna let it sit here for quite some time, get everything settled down, and then we'll get some B-roll of it. All right, everybody, as you can see, the wing is fully secured. Well, fully secured. It's on here as good as we could get it with the 3M double-sided tape, and honestly, it's on here really well. If you try and shake the wing at all, it just moves the trunk. Like, it feels pretty sturdy, if you want me to be completely honest with you. But unfortunately, one thing I noticed is on this side's not as bad, but basically, like, this is not all the way touched down. Like, there's a little gap here in the front, so it's not completely touched down right there, because after all, this is carbon fiber. It doesn't really bend. Like, how it sits is how it sits basically. Like, you're not going to form it around the trunk, unfortunately. But yeah, more so on this side. You might be able to see it down here. There's a small gap in between the bottom of the wing and the trunk, which I'm kind of worried about because those holes are down here and I really don't want water to get into the trunk, and I really just don't want water to get under the 3M and start eroding it back and making it not stick as good anymore. But yeah, I really wish that Carbon Creations would allow you to pay maybe 50, 75, even $100 extra for it to come with the stock mounting points. And what I mean by that is the bottom of this wing, as you guys saw, is just flat, and as you guys know, the bottom of the stock wing has the studs and everything coming out of it. Why would they not just include that? That makes this install so much more difficult. You might actually actually be able to see it better from over here. Like in between the peg of the wing and the trunk, there's just a gap, and like I gotta do something about that because I cannot let water get down in the trunk and destroy things. But yeah, besides how you put it on, it looks really good, honestly. And one other thing actually is I gotta figure out how to get rid of these lines here because that's annoying. Like they really don't come off. I've rubbed them so much and nothing's happened. So I guess we're gonna try some Goo Gone, wipe it down, hope for the best. But yeah, as I was saying, besides that, I mean, it looks really good. The quality is pretty good, if you want to be honest. Upon further inspection, like there's a few little blemishes here and there. For instance, here's one of them. I don't know if you can really see it, but like there's just a little tiny chip here and there, and it's just not 100% perfect. But honestly, for the money, it looks really good. It makes the back end of this silver car just look so much better. Like honestly, I've thought about wrapping my stock wing for a while, and I wish I'd done it sooner because black and silver together, well, I guess carbon fiber and silver, it just looks really good in my opinion. But really, that is going to wrap it up for this video, everybody. You guys let me know down in the comments below how I can get this thing properly mounted. Like I'm gonna talk to a body shop and whatnot, but I don't feel safe with it like this. I just feel like if I go too fast on the interstate, it might go flying off, and that would be no fun to deal with. But yeah, like I said, that is really going to wrap it up for this video, everybody. If you guys have any questions about this or anything, oh yeah, one more thing, I am going to leave this wing linked in the description below if you guys want to pick one up for yourself. But yeah, like I said, that is really going to wrap it up for this one, everybody. If you guys enjoyed this one, do not forget to drop a like and subscribe. Peace out. I will see you guys in the next one.